Brian Jackson. Welcome to In Focus. My guest is Carol Ammons to discuss the Champaign-Urbana Grassroots Radio Conference. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Brian, for asking me to be on.
Okay, how did Champaign-Urbana get selected for the Grassroots Radio Conference?
The Grassroots Radio Conference is a national radio conference that was hosted last year in Kansas City, Missouri. We were a part of that bid, if you will, to try to get the Grassroots Radio Conference in Urbana last year, but Kansas City was ahead of the game and already planning, so they had set it up for us to be the 2012 host, and so we've been working on that since early in the year 2012.
What is the goal and purpose of this conference?
The purpose of the conference is set up for community, really is a community-focused conference for community radio stations, low-power FM radio stations across the country, so that they can learn how to improve their radio stations, establish them, get local licenses to set up new radio stations that serve those communities from where people come from.
How many people are expected to attend the conference?
We expect about 200, 250 to come into Urbana starting this Thursday and ending on Sunday. So we'll have a wide array of people coming in from all over the country.
Does the conference run all days? I mean, all day on these days?
On Thursday is more of a setup for registration for people to be able to register early from 2 to 10 p.m. But in the evening time, we'll have a social mixer and tour of the Independent Media Center downtown Urbana. That mixer starts about 6:30. We'll have some music and some food for folks to come and relax a little bit. And then at 9 p.m., we're going to show a film called Corporate FM. That kind of sets the stage about grassroots media.
What is the cost to attend the conference?
The basic cost is about $150. We do have a low-income registration cost. All of that is available on our website at grassrootsradioconference.org. You can spell it out, grassrootsradioconference.org.
List some of the speakers that are expected to speak and also what they're going to talk about.
Wow, we have a lot of wonderful speakers coming up. We do have a keynote speaker by Joe Torres, who is an author in the community. Well, he's in New York City, but I can tell you a little bit, kind of take a glance, if you will, at the registration. I'll walk through our website a little bit. When people go to the Grassroots Radio Conference website, you just go there and you can look at a glance at our program. And that program will set up and tell you about some of the wonderful speakers that's going to be there. And one of them is on Friday evening. Joe Torres, we call him Joe, his name is Joseph Torres. He's a journalist and media advocate who has been on CNN and all national media radio outlets for a new book that he's released called News for All the People, the epic story of race and American media. And this story is going to talk about how people of color are portrayed in mass media and how people can get involved in such an important issue as media so that they can begin to really tell their own stories and connect with people in the community. And so he's going to be our keynote speaker on that Saturday evening. It's a late Saturday evening. I said Friday, but I think it's Saturday. And then we also have a poetry event on Saturday that starts at 8 p.m. And that event is going to feature a gentleman named Hakeem Bellamy and local artist Carol Ammons, who's the host of Speak Cafe, which is hosted by Krannert Art Museum and the African American Studies program department here at the University of Illinois. And other local artists will be on that schedule on Saturday evening. That schedule will start after our last session, which ends at 6:15. We'll have a Speak Cafe, live artists, poets, music, 8 p.m. on Saturday evening.
What is the difference between regular radio and grassroots radio?
Regular radio, I consider grassroots radio to be regular radio because it tells the story of regular people. But the difference is there's something called commercial radio, like commercial stations that really focus more on the controlled aspects of media and advertisements and national news. Well, Grassroots Radio really focuses on local stories, local news, and local production. And so just like our local television access point, UPTV, WRFU, WILL, WEFT, they provide the stories of the local people. And so I think the biggest difference is that the local people get to control the media. They get produce it, they get to share it, and they get to say what the messaging will be.
Okay, once again, tell us what are the dates of the conference and where's the conference going to be located?
The conference starts on Thursday the 26th with a social mixer. That's that evening at 6:30. Registration is available for the entire day, starting at about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock at the best, 2 to 10 p.m. On Friday, we'll start at 8 a.m. with breakfast, and we'll have our opening ceremony on Friday morning, and then we have 4 sessions for that day. And all of the sessions are listed at our website, which is grassrootsradio.org. We have our keynote speaker, Joe Torres, who will speak at 8 p.m. on Friday evening. And then on Saturday, we have breakfast again starting at 8 a.m. Our 4 sessions will run again. And then we'll have the evening entertainment will be a poetry live event at 8 p.m., which is at the Independent Media Center, 202 South Broadway Avenue.
Okay, anything else you'd like to add, Carol?
We want to invite the community to be a part of the Grassroots Radio Conference. The important discussion is how we will be able to get our messages out to the people in our local community. All of the work that I've done here in Champaign-Urbana over the last 10 years has been completely connected to Grassroots Radio, through the local radio stations, through UPTV. All of the organizing efforts are really highlighted and controlled for our local community through our Grassroots Radio as well as our television station. And so I encourage people to participate in the Grassroots Radio Conference. They can learn from A to Z how to get on the air. That's one of our clinics we'll host, is an A to Z of how to get on the radio. So how do you start? How do you get trained? How do you follow the FCC regulations? How do I create content? How do I put it out to the public? All of that will be available through the Grassroots Radio Conference happening this weekend. The sessions start on Friday. We'll have a social on Thursday night. People are welcome to come to that. And everything else is available for you at our website. And I'll just say if it's a cost issue, go to the website, sign up. We have scholarships still available for people to utilize to offset the cost. But at all costs, we want local people to be at the Grassroots Radio Conference.
Carol, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you so much for an invitation, Brian.
I'm Brian Jackson. My guest has been Carol Ammons to discuss the Champaign-Urbana Grassroots Radio Conference. Thank you very much for joining us for In Focus.